Hebrews chapter 11, verses 1 and 2. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. For it is by faith that the elders attained a good testimony. I want to use tonight as a subject the church's faith. Let the church say with me, the church's faith. Oh, come on, say it with me one more time. The church's faith. There you go. I want you to get that down in your spirit, because what we have to understand that in the church, the pastor and the first lady is not the only one that should have faith. The truth be told, brothers and sisters, the elders ought to have some faith. The deacons ought to have some faith. The trustees ought to have some faith. Yeah, the missionaries ought to have some faith. And in fact, the entire congregation ought to have some faith. Because of all the faith rests on Pastor Baker and Mother Baker, boy, that's a heavy load to carry. I want you to say to me and with me tonight that the church got to have faith. The church got to have faith. And I know the church can have faith because everybody in here has a measure of faith. You think I don't know what I'm talking about? Listen, even today, you use some of that faith. You know, when you got up this morning, you used some of that faith. You know why? Because you took a drink of water and you had faith enough to believe that that water you took a drink of was not contaminated. That's faith. Yeah, I know some of you sit down at the table and ate some breakfast. And when you sat down and ate that food this morning, you had faith enough to believe that that food that you ate wasn't poison. So I know for sure that you have a measure of faith. And you know what? I know you have a measure of faith because when you left home today, you believed that you could make it to this church. You came here and you believed by faith that that car you drive, that engine wasn't going to go out. Yeah, that car that you drive, you had the faith to believe that the transmission was going to move that car forward. That's a measure of faith. Some of y'all came with a little bit more faith in your tires, but you had faith enough to believe that those tires on that car wasn't going to have a blowout. And see, I know you got faith. You have faith, but we need you to use that faith in the church. We need for you to have that same faith that you had this morning at the breakfast table, that you had this afternoon when you got in your car. And you know what? I know you have some faith because when you came in this building, you sit down and you look and you had faith enough to believe that this building wasn't going to collapse on you. If you would, you wouldn't have come in the door. Listen, I know you have a measure of faith because you sit down in them chairs and you believe that those chairs was going to hold you when you sat down. That's faith. I know you didn't think about it like that, but you had to have faith to believe in the fact that you came in here and the roof is still going to stay. And you had faith to believe when you sit in those nice cushioned chairs that you was going to sit there, because I don't see anybody on the floor. So everybody, faith worked out in that measure. But listen to me. I know that we have faith. But the thing about having a degree of faith, the issue is not if we have faith or not. And this is where I'm going with this thing. It's not if we have faith. It's what is the object of our faith and who is the object of our faith. Let me say that again. It's not that we don't have faith. It's what is the object of our faith, so what we have faith in, and who is the object of our faith. Who do we have faith in? Can I go here? Stay with me. I'm not going to be long, I promise. But listen, people have faith in many things and many people. Can I just name a few? I won't name but a few. But the idolatrous, he has faith in graven images. The materialist, he has faith in his money. The philosopher, he has faith in his ideas. But the religious person, some of you have faith in your good works, but that's not the right place to put it. And the simple-minded people have faith in charismatic leaders, but that's not where our faith needs to be. Can y'all listen to me just for a minute? I promise you I won't be long. But brothers and sisters, can I tell you what we need as it relates to our faith? Church, can I tell you what we need as it relates to our faith? You know what we need? We need some saving faith. And you know what saving faith is? Saving faith is faith in Jesus alone. Listen, saving faith. We must believe that Jesus died, that Jesus rose, and that Jesus ascended into heaven, that Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father, that Jesus is interceding on our behalf. And we must believe in this saving faith that Jesus is coming back again. If the church is going to have faith, the church has to have saving faith. Our faith can only rest in Jesus. Everything else is a waste of faith. Yeah, y'all will catch that later. Whatever else you have your faith in, whoever else you have your faith in, is a waste of your faith if your faith is not in Jesus. Listen to me. This saving faith, this faith that I'm talking about, this faith leads to a relationship with Jesus Christ. See, the church don't need all this other stuff. What the church needs is to have a relationship with Jesus. See, we spend a lot of time doing a lot of stuff. But the objective of our worship, the objective of our praise, the objective of our faith is in Jesus Christ. Yeah. I know we got a lot of activities, and that's good. And I know we got a lot of plans, and that's good. But ultimately, whatever our plans are, whatever our activities are, they must point towards Jesus. See, the problem, but the problem in the church is we too often point towards people. And we missing Jesus. See, when we point towards Jesus, we're headed in the right direction. But when we point towards people, we're going down the wrong road. You see, and so brothers and sisters and spiritual leaders, let us cease from pointing people towards ourselves. Let us begin to point people towards Jesus. If we point people towards Jesus, oh yeah, they're going to be in the right place. And so, this faith that the church has to have, the objective of this faith is that we must point towards Jesus. I want to look at this text real briefly. It was only 2 verses, so you know I don't have much to say. But if you could just bear with me as I point out a few things in this short text. When we look at this text here, the Hebrew believers were putting their faith in the wrong things. They were putting their faith in the temple and its rituals. And they were putting their faith in sacrifices and offerings. And they were putting their faith in the Levitical priesthood. And they were looking at the Old Testament. But listen, brothers and sisters, we must have the kind of faith that's not pointing towards the wrong thing. See, when we think about, can I just say, when we think about the faith of the Old Testament, they were pointing forward to Calvary. In other words, they were looking for Jesus to get here. And we look at the New Testament, we, New Testament Christians, we're pointing our faith back to Calvary. Can I explain that? In other words, the objective of their faith in the Old Testament believers, their faith was waiting on Jesus to arrive. And the objective of the New Testament Christians' faith is that we are waiting on Jesus to return. So in other words, the church's faith, now I'm still talking about the church's faith, right? And so here the church's faith is our faith ought to be pointing towards Jesus' return. Yes. And if our faith is pointing towards Jesus' return, our life ought to represent that expectation. All right. In other words, we ought to be living like, we ought to be acting like, we ought to be teaching like, we ought to be preaching like, that we are waiting on Jesus' return. Yes. So when we think about it, brothers and sisters, when we think about it, El Shaddai, when we think about it, all that we do when we come through these doors is we're preparing people for Jesus' return. Our faith ought to be pointing towards the return of Jesus. Can I go a little further here? Can I tell you? I'm gonna be honest with you. My congregation knows when I say this is all it means. I'm gonna tell you three things about this church faith. And it's just three things. Can I tell you the first thing? The church's faith ought to be faith that's based on something that's real. Okay? I'm still in the text. In verse 1, the Bible says, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Okay? So, if it's the substance of things hoped for, then our trust has got to be in God, because He's the only substance that we can hope for. All right. All right. Can you hear me? Listen. Our faith got to be in something that actually exists. All right. Our faith has to be in something that's really have meaning. In other words, when you think about your faith, the matter occupies space, right? In material terms. But listen here. This says our faith needs to be in something that's real. And it says the things that you hope for. So in other words, we have some expectations, we have some desires, we have some dreams. But listen to this. All churches have some aspirations, and all churches have some ambitions, but they have to be real. And they can only be real when they're in Jesus. Oh, there can't be no schemes. There's a lot of schemes going on. There can't be no scams, because there's a lot of scams going on. It can't be no hustle, because there's a lot of hustles going on. But it has to be in the real God. It has to be. Yes, sir. Our faith must be in something that's real. So what's real for the church? I'll tell you what's real for the church. It's real for the church that people will be saved. That's real for the church. What's real for the church is that people will get filled with the Holy Ghost. That's real for the church. What's real for the church is that people will be baptized, and people will be healed, and people will be set free, and people will be delivered, and people's lives will be transformed. That's real for the church. So our faith ought to be in those things. If we're in the church, our faith has to be real. And we have to think about the things that's real for the church. And you know what else is real for the church? What's real for the church is the people in the church ought to be blessed. That's real. And so our faith ought to be in the things that's real for the church, because if it's not real for the church, it ought not be in the church. Our faith has to be in something that's real, brothers and sisters, because we serve a real God. And if we serve a real God, we ought to believe in what's real. Not fake, not phony. And we got some of that in the church. But we can't put our faith in that. So that was my first point, was that our faith has to be in something that's real, because it's a substance. It has substance. It has substance. We got to have substance in our faith. We have to have substance in our belief. And the second thing, for the church, our faith ought to let us see what we can't see. In verse 1, the B part, it says, faith is the evidence of things not seen. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. So you know what evidence is? Evidence proves something. That's right. Evidence makes things plain. Evidence makes things clear. Evidence confirms to you what's going on. And so in other words, we have to have our faith in something that we cannot see. I'm not trying to be smart here, but the text, the writer in this Hebrew text, he used this astrological dimension of faith. That's just a big word that really doesn't say, but all it really says is he's looking at the end time. He's looking forward to what's coming. He's looking at the end, what had not been seen yet. He's looking at the future. But we hadn't seen the future. So he's pointing to a place that we've never seen before, but what he is saying. And we keep looking to the future. And we keep looking to the end before we get to the end. And we keep looking, El Shaddai, to the end before we get to the end. That's faith. See, look, can I say this? Listen, sometimes our past don't look too good. So we don't want to look at that. And let's be honest, sometimes we standing right here in the present and it doesn't look too good. But we got to look out towards the future. And we got to believe that God's going to do something out there. Oh, I know. Because we stand right here, we may get depressed. If we look back there, what we used to do, we may get shamed. But if we look towards the future, and we look for the things that we have not seen yet. Oh, come on now. Come on now. The church, we got to have some faith. And this church faith, listen. What kind of faith all the church have when he looks towards the future? Can I just tell you a couple things? Listen. When the church looks towards the future, the church ought to see that the culture has changed. It's changed because the church changed. When the church looked towards the future, the church ought to see the families have changed. They changed because the church changed. When the church looked towards the future, the church ought to see that the community has changed. It's changed because the church changed. When the church looked towards the future, the church ought to see that the nation has been saved. And why did it get saved? Because the church saved it. When the church looks out over the world, the church ought to see that the world has been transformed. But the only way it got transformed, the church transformed it. So in other words, when the church looks at the future, the church ought to see something that it never seen before. And so we can't look back yesterday, because that's not faith. You running in the wrong direction. And sometimes you get right here and you get so weak and you just say, I can't go on anymore. So you may be in this spot and you may lose your faith. But you look for something that you've never seen before. And if you look towards something that you have never seen before, God may do something in your life that he's never done before. Listen to me. If the church is going to have faith in something that they've never seen before, they got to block out the past. They got to be worried about the present. They got to say to themselves, I've got something coming. And it's coming soon. Because God's going to deliver. Look, if the church is going to have faith, it's got to look towards the future. And I like that because you know what? When you look towards the future, the God begins to make the things clear for the church. And the God begins to make things plain for the church. And God begins to confirm his will to the church. And then God begins to show the church the evidence of all the things that they have not seen. Have you seen something that you have not seen? The only way you saw it is that you had to have faith that it was coming. Oh, have you ever prayed about something and you said, oh God, I want it. I don't know how I'm going to get it. I don't know how it's going to happen. But you just kept on praying for it. You kept on having faith for it. And all of a sudden, you said, I've seen this before. But the only way you saw it by faith. And so if you're really going to get there, church, you got to look into the future for something and ask God for something. And listen, don't look at your budget because you may not see it. Don't call the meeting and ask the trustees because they may not hear it. But let me me tell you something. If you just look into the future for something that you've never seen before, oh, God can deliver. God can deliver. God can deliver. God can deliver. Am I? Let me get y'all out of here. But let me give you my last point. This faith that the church got to have. I'm talking about the church now. I'm not talking about nobody else. Because we're not worried about it. We're talking about it here. The church. My last point. The church is faith. It's faith that allows you to testify to the goodness of Jesus. Right there in verse 2, the text says, by faith, the elders obtained a good testimony. That's in the text. By faith, you can obtain a good testimony. See, I thought when I was trying to get this court together, I thought, what testimony does the church have that's a good testimony? And I thought about spiritually. When the church, the historic church as we are here today, and I was listening to a guy last year, and he told us, he said something interesting, and y'all know this, y'all are Bible people, but when the church started, it was only 120 in the book of Acts. But today, we don't know the number. Millions. And in fact, for those who are scared to say they're Christians, we may have millions. And some hang out in the territory, they can confess. But listen, our faith allows us, church faith, to have testimonies for how good God has been. Listen to me. And when we think about it, for those who came out of our history, our church history, we can think about, we church planners. You church planner, you're a church planner. There's some church planners in here. And when we think about our faith, the first church was planted in the book of Acts. But all these churches have now been planted throughout the world. And so by faith, because they didn't see us in here today, but by faith, we can testify of the goodness of God. And he brought 120 he started out with. And we can't even count the number of churches and the number of Christians that exist in this world. So I thought about it. By faith, they started great ministries. By faith, the gospel spread throughout all nations. By faith, we baptized over 1 million people. By faith, we fed over trillions of people. By faith, we clothed the naked people. And it's just by faith. It was by faith because, and I know some of us is worried about what is in it for me. I know. But can I tell you something about yourself? By faith, you live the life that you live today. I'm looking at y'all. Y'all looking good. By faith, I couldn't find a parking spot out there because there was so many fine cars. Can I tell you something? By faith, you driving what you driving out there. I'm looking at them nice clothes y'all wearing. Can I tell you something? By faith, you wearing those nice clothes. Can I tell you something? Some of y'all got some good jobs. By faith, you got that good job. So in other words, brothers and sisters, I know we talking about the church, but I know y'all want a song too. Guess what? Because you have faith, you have what you have. God has done what he's done in your life, and you got a testimony. That's all I'm trying to say. Is through that faith, God gives us a testimony to say how good, how good, how good, how good, how good, how good, how good he's been to us. God has been good to you. I know he's been good to you. I'm looking at you. Okay, you've been dancing, you've been shouting, hey, you've been running, and the only way you can do that is God has been good to you. And because God has been so good to you, you ought to say to yourself, it's by faith that God has been good to thee. It's from a mighty long way. testimony. Because you believe God for something. And he did it. Oh, hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Jesus. Oh, the church ought to have some faith now. The church ought to have some faith. I think about the hymn writer when they said at the cross, where I first saw the light. And the bird